I'm Ashley.
And I'm Jesse.
And this is the Love Story Podcast. Hey there, co-host.
Hey there, host. How are you?
I'm fantastic. Welcome to the Love Story Podcast.
I'm Jesse.
I'm Ashley. And we are going to talk about a movie that I think when we started it, I don't even know if we started it for homework, but we put it on. I had started listening to the audiobook, and the audiobook was like, meh. I think I found something else that I would rather listen to.
What is the name of it?
The Idea of You.
The Idea of You.
Yeah, and we both kind of started it and just like not really sure what we were going to get out of it or whatever. We were just watching another movie, but
it was a surprisingly good.
Yeah.
I'm surprised how much I liked it.
Yes.
It was a good movie. I didn't have high expectations. I mean, I had no expectations. I really knew nothing about it. I'm one of the actresses in the film. I'm not crazy about, but she was really
What
good
is your beef with Anne Hathaway?
Anne Hathaway, I don't have beef with her. I think she's a little extra sometimes, just a little corny, cheesy,
Yeah.
I haven't seen a lot of stuff with her
That you liked? Or just in general?
Just in general. I haven't seen her in a lot of stuff, but she's usually kind of like goofy and wacky, and
Sure.
it just doesn't
You're
really
speaking to a generation of younger millennials that grew up on Princess Diaries, where she was just...
Right. I never saw that.
Well, that's fine that you didn't.
Yeah.
She came up in The Idea of You came on. We put it on. I had you go in blind, and I knew...
I wanted to read the synopsis, but you wouldn't let me.
I refused to allow you to, because I had listened to, like I said, maybe like a quarter of the audiobook and just ended up fading into something else.
Yeah.
But the whole premise of the story is Anne Hathaway's character. What is her name?
Good question, but she's a art curator.
Yes.
And
she just turned 40 at the beginning of the...
Oh my gosh, yeah, what is her name?
Yeah.
Solène, yeah.
Solène,
yes.
Yes.
And her daughter,
Isabella.
teenage daughter, is going to the festival. What is the festival?
Oh my God, we're so old. Oh, the big one. Coachella. God, I was thinking, I started with a B in my mind. Yeah, Coachella.
So,
okay.
Anne Hathaway's ex-husband, the father of
Who
her
had,
child.
talk about the beef with him, given all men a bad name. What did he do?
So the ex-husband had cheated on Anne Hathaway, and then...
With a gasp, surprise.
Young woman.
Much younger woman.
So that comes out later on in the movie, but...
Well, I think we had known it right away that he was with a younger woman, and that they had...
Yeah, we didn't know the backstory.
The full details?
That
Okay.
comes out later. Dad was going to bring her to Coachella with the younger woman.
And a couple of
and
friends.
a couple of her friends.
Yep.
And then he ends up bailing because of work, which is kind of his MO, we learn. So Anne Hathaway ends up bringing...
Well, she was going to go on a solo camping adventure.
Camping, yes, by herself.
Yes, at 40, that's just what us 40-year-old
I think
ladies
there
do.
was more to it. I think she was like trying to find herself type
which is like,
type of
I
situation.
also really like that it was like a brief moment of like Anne Hathaway's going to find herself going on this camping trip, and all of a sudden like everything comes screeching to a halt when Dad pulls up, and he's just like, you got to take this daughter and her friends to Coachella.
Yes. So instead of taking her to Coachella, there's a work call, so he has to go take care of something. So he stops as Anne Hathaway is leaving, packing up to leave for this camping trip. He's like, "Can you please take them? We can't go." And she's like, "Oh, I'm going camping. I could be a good camper." And then
I'm in my camping era.
Yeah. I'm a camper girl, and
yes, try to be a camping influencer, probably.
Yes. Anyways, she accepts, and they go to Coachella, and there's a snafu with...
Well, they had the VIP tickets too, so they had like a behind-the-scenes meet and greet, and so because they had the VIP tickets, they had a special area that they could go hang out in.
Yeah, and then there's a snafu with the bathroom, so Anne Hathaway has to use the restroom.
We should also say, though, too, that before all of this, the daughter, the band that they were going to see and get the meet and greet for at Coachella was August Moon. And they all were saying, yes, boy band. And all of these kids, Izzy and her friends are all in like high school now. They're in their junior year. And they're all talking about like, okay, yeah, August Moon was cool, but it's like seventh grade.
No, the two think it's cool still. The guy and the girl that are in the back of the car.
I didn't get that vibe, but...
And then the daughter is like, oh, I'm so over that.
Yeah, it's so seventh grade.
Because the two that are in the two friends are like speechless when they get up there.
Yeah, but then
line.
Izzy kind of was too, you know.
We'll rewatch it. I think I'm
Got it.
right on
Okay.
this one.
All right.
They're into it, but Izzy, it's Izzy.
I just have to say there's rabbit hair all over you and like your face right now.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yes. It's in the car. It's going to be all over the pod.
I'm not a rabbit hunter. That was from an event at the Humane Society.
We were doing a charitable event.
Charitable event.
Almost
and
became rabbit parents.
yes, and no, we weren't even close.
Well.
And anyways, so there's a snafu with the restroom. Anne Hathaway has to use the restroom.
Mm-hmm.
She ends up in one of the singer from August Moon. Is it
Hayes
August?
Campbell, yes.
Is it August Moon? So Hayes Campbell Anne Hathaway ends up in his trailer using his restroom.
Yes.
And he's like, "Who are you?" And then she's like,
"Do you make a habit of standing outside listening to women pee? Is that your
Yeah.
kink or whatever?"
and then
He's
he's
like,
like,
"No."
This is my trailer.
She's,
No, he's not Australian.
He's not Australian. No.
My,
This is my trailer.
this
No, he's not.
this
He's
is my
not
trailer.
Cockney.
This is my trailer. Yeah,
He's
that's
more
better.
refined.
That's better.
It's more
This is my-
refined. This is my trailer. Yeah, this is my trailer. Yeah.
This is my trailer. This is my trailer.
This is my
This
trailer.
I'm pretty sure this is my trailer.
As of right now, it's my bathroom. So
Yes, and anyways, and then so they kind of have like a flirty little
yes.
back and forth.
And how old is he?
He is 20. We find out he's 24.
Yes.
And she had just turned 40, which is like, oh my gosh.
The scandal.
Oh my gosh, the scandal. And he is like totally enamored with her, and she's into him. Go ahead.
No, I'll squeeze in. I'll get in where I can fit in. So they're in this trailer, and people are like coming in. She's like, "Oh my God, how embarrassing! I'm gonna leave." And then people are coming in, and they're like, "Hayes, we need you to get dressed." And she's like, "Do you usually need all of these people to get you dressed or whatever?" And he says something to the effect of, "Is this when he's like, how can I find you again?" or something like that. No, I think they just go off. And she's like, "Okay, thanks for letting me use your bathroom." And then they go to the meet and greet, or she says, "We have VIP passes, so we'll see you at the meet and greet," or whatever.
Yeah.
So then all of the kids join her in line at the meet and greet, and that's when everyone's geeking out about August Moon. Mm-hmm. Yes. And the girls are all like, they're all like oogling over all these boys. Mm-hmm. And then he says something, one of the girls had said like, "Oh, it's so 7th grade or something," because Solène had told Hayes that she was like, "I gotta be honest with you, my daughter was super into it, but now she thinks it's like so 7th grade. So then when they were in line at the meet and greet, he was like, "Oh yeah, I thought this was so like 7th grade," and she was embarrassed and blah blah blah. And then that was Solène got to like flex and be like, "Oh, we're old friends. Hayes and I, we go way back." It was kind of like it wasn't quite exactly like that, but it was like a brief where they're just like,
because she's like, from what I understand, and I apologize, I'm not trying to step on the host's toes here, but I don't think she doesn't say anything about it, about them meeting. No. I don't think there's an admission of them knowing each other during the meet and greet line.
You could be right.
I think that's later.
Maybe you're right.
Because then they go to the concert, one of the August Moon's concerts.
Yes.
August Moon concerts.
On the main stage.
This is tough.
August Moon on the main stage.
August Moon on the main stage.
Yes.
And
thank God for producer Abby.
yes, and
I'm trying to fact check as I go, but this is hard.
so during the concert, what's his name again? Campbell?
Hayes Campbell.
Hayes Campbell. He's the lead singer, we can say.
Yeah.
Right? So the lead singer, Hayes Campbell.
And it's like, it's maybe 5 or 6 dudes total.
I think it's 5.
5 is the quintessential
4 or 5.
number of dudes allowed in a boy band.
Yeah. And so during the show, Hayes Campbell brings all the band members together and
they're about to play
hey,
a song.
Yeah. Let's do something different.
The set list last minute.
Yeah, changes the set list.
Should we spoilers?
Not yet.
Okay,
not yet.
Got it.
Let's
okay,
save that one
Keep
for
that
a
one
back
under
part.
wraps.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
the
one.
big reveal.
Yes.
So they sing this like romantic song
during the concert. He changes his set list and he basically sings a song to her.
Yes.
To Anne Hathaway.
And she's all like, "Oh," standing in the crowd with all the kids.
I'm having fun now. Mm-hmm. She sounds just like that.
I made an impact on him.
Look at me. Mm-hmm. I am having fun now.
Yeah. No more Princess Diaries for me. So then,
what even is a diary?
stop it. You're ruining.
That's
you're
exactly
ruining,
what she sounds like.
You're ruining your podcast. So
right.
she's in the crowd. She sings the song, and then I think somewhere along the way
He
she
sings
had
the song. She doesn't
he
sing
sings
the
the song, and I think somewhere along the way that she told him that she was an art dealer in Silver Creek or
Yes.
Silver Lake or whatever, and so he's like, "How can I find you again?" or something, or he said, "I'll find." I don't know. Somehow along the way, flirty banter, and then they
Yeah.
leave, and then all of a sudden one day, she is at the art gallery.
So this is after the concert.
Yes.
Back at home, she's at her art gallery.
And then you hear the door dinger go off, and everyone's like, and there's Hayes Campbell standing there walking around, and he's like, "I want that." And he's like, "I'm here to buy art or whatever." And she's like, "Okay." And she's a little bit flustered, a little bit like, "All right,
She's like,
fine."
"Oh."
She's like, "Fine, let me sell you some art." And so she's looking, and she was like, "Well, this artist uses this technique and whatever." And he's like, "Done, I'll buy it." And then
He
he's
says,
like,
I'll buy one of each.
well, this was after, like, so first they, like, warm into it, or he's like, "I want that." And she's like, "Okay." And then they start talking about the pots. And
That's when
she's,
he says one of each.
yeah,
is
he said,
the
"I'll buy one
pots,
of each."
yeah.
And then he goes, "Actually, I'll buy everything in here." And then she got kind of, like, mad at
Yeah.
him because she
I
was
actually like that part.
I do too.
Yeah.
I think the thing about it that I really liked overall about the movie is that they portrayed her like she takes herself seriously as a character, and in, like, with her heart.
But
you
he
know?
does too,
Yeah.
which is kind of like the surprise. I guess not like they purposely make it a surprise, but they like
It's not a
supposed to
trope.
be a surprise to everybody. He's-
Right.
You know, it's like, but he's a genuine guy.
Which
things like that.
we had talked about it when as we were watching it, where she's this, like, artist and whatever, and, like, we kind of, so then they're going through, he buys everything in her gallery, and then he's like, "What else? I want to buy more." And she's like, "Okay, well, there is a warehouse that we can go to. I have
One of
the
her
artist.
friends.
Yeah, one of my
Yeah.
friends has a warehouse, and I can show you some of her art." And so they go to this warehouse, and driving through traffic, and people are like, "Is that Hayes Campbell in a green Subaru?" Yeah, who drives a green Subaru?
What's wrong with Subarus?
Yeah.
Who would ever want a green Subaru?
Who would ever?
So they're driving around, they get to this warehouse, open it up. So they go to the warehouse and they're looking around at all of this art or whatever. And then there's one in particular that Anne Hathaway loves,
I
that
really
Solène
like that
loves.
I really like that painting.
Yeah. And they're talking about it, and he's like, "What do you see when you look at this piece?" And she said, "Everything."
What
like
does it
she
make you
was,
feel?
Oh yeah, everything. She's in love with it, and he's just like kind of a little bit more enamored by her, because they also started talking about her background, where they were like, "How did you get into art?" And she was talking about how she thought she was going to college for something else, and then she ended up taking an art class and fell in love, basically an art history class or something.
Yeah.
And then she fell in love. That was it. It was just going to be.
I'm sorry. What did she say she was going for originally?
I don't remember. I think
Oh.
it was something very, like, you know, what
Yeah, I don't remember.
any woman USA would go to school for, you know.
Folks, it is so irrelevant to the story that it's not even worth the
But-
time that we're spending on it.
Yes,
So
but
don't
thanks
worry
for
about it.
bringing the whole thought to a screeching halt,
Screeching halt.
so you can derail this train.
You're very welcome.
Solène was going to school for something, anything, who knows, but she ended up taking an art history class, fell in love, and then it was the beans for her. She was all in on it. And then he's just kind of struck by this woman which is a very different experience.
So now we're back at the
We're at the warehouse.
warehouse store.
But we're talking kind of when you and I had started talking about this conversation, where it was like, it really does. Later on in the movie, I had asked you, what do you think what do they have in common? What do they even talk about? Like, she's 40 and he's 24. What experiences?
And he's a mega pop star.
Yes. How do they have anything to talk about? And you had made the comment that you were like, you know, I think he's just so, like, struck by her, which we've come to find out that his experience was at 14 years old. He auditioned for this boy band, and that just kind of set his life onto a trajectory for the next 10 years. And Solène had lived to be almost the age that he's at now, would have been kind of the age where she was, like, getting immersed in her career. And so they've lived two entirely different lives. And I think she's very, like, intelligent and self-confident, and she's poised and whatever. So I think he's kind of drawn to that.
I would argue the self-confidence of her.
Okay.
I just think there's some definite pockets of a lack of confidence. She doesn't want people to find out, not like trying to rip apart the character herself. I'm just saying, like, the incident with the ex-husband
Right.
really broke her down, and you see that throughout the movie. She talks about how it was like a huge tragedy for her, and she mourned that loss for a very long time.
I have an interesting thought. So what it is then is her confidence with her work and
For
her
sure.
like, so what is it about a person that you can be so confident about your work, and you can be so confident about your career, and you're like, you'll be looking at Solène, the woman, the mom and the wife and the whatever, and she's just kind of this like flustered human, and then you see her in the art gallery and she just almost like becomes something else. Is it because she's representing other artists that she is able to like, she's putting on her best self to be able to represent them really well? And then if you talk about like as a human being in your career, is that almost like you get to wear the mask, you get to play a character basically as humans who are more confident in their...
I don't think so. I think we all have pockets of self-confidence in different areas.
Okay.
I mean, when it comes to like making the metal art, for example, I don't have a ton of confidence. Like I do see that I have some talent with it. Like I can see that, yes, I can produce things and I can make this metal art, but I'm not super sure of myself. And I find myself like sending you a picture. Is it good? Is it sellable? You know what I mean? Whereas like put me in a boxing gym and I'm good to go.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even though I'm out of shape, I'm not fit like I used to be. It's like, I'm fine. You know, I think there's pockets of self-confidence, and I very much do think that people have some natural confidence, just like they have natural talent. But I also think that confidence can be built through, like with fighting, for example. For me, I had confidence as soon as I walked into a boxing gym, because it's like I wasn't afraid of getting punched. You know what I mean? And so, and that had nothing to do with skill. That had nothing to do with the ability to throw a punch. It had everything to do with, I'm just not afraid of getting hit. You know, so, but over the years, it's like after I trained and I learned, then that natural, I guess I would call
It's
it
almost
natural
like
confidence is
or
compounded.
like an ignorance, like, or like a naivete. No, I think there is.
I don't think I was
like
naive
you said,
by
no.
not being afraid to get hit.
Right.
I think it was confidence. Where like I wasn't, but it's also, I knew that I didn't know how to fight.
Right.
I just wasn't afraid to learn.
Right.
So maybe that's a big part of the confidence, is just not being afraid to learn.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was an interesting bird walk tangent. So, yeah, she's there in this warehouse, and he just becomes a little bit more enamored with her, and then off they go to do their own. Oh no, he says, because so then Izzy goes to summer camp.
Yes, Izzy is,
The daughter.
by the time he comes to the art gallery, she's already in summer camp,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
They go to the warehouse. First he's at the gallery, then she takes him to the warehouse.
And then he says, "I'm going to be in New York. I want you to come with me." No, they go
No,
back
they
to the
go
house
to her house
because they're going to have lunch.
He wants to take her to lunch, and
Yes.
she's like,
Everywhere we go, we're going to be bombarded with the
Yes.
paparazzi.
and then so she says, "Come over to my house. I'll make sandwiches."
Yes.
He makes sandwiches. She makes sandwiches. They eat, and then he pulls the
The leave behind. Well, they
the
start making
oldest
out.
trick in the book.
Yeah, they start making out a little bit, and then she's like, "No, she's
I
not
don't
at."
think they do.
They do. They do
Do
make
they?
out a little bit.
Okay.
Yes, and Izzy is still at.
I promise we both watched this.
Yeah. Yes, Izzy is still not at summer camp yet because she comes in the door.
That's right.
After they had made out a
That's
little
right.
bit, and then he leaves, and it's like 30 seconds later, she's about to walk in
Because
the
Anne
door.
Hathaway is, what's her name again?
Solène?
Solène is like,
A little flustered.
whoa,
and-
whoa,
yes.
back off.
Yeah,
You
that
know,
was too much.
I'm too old for you.
Because he starts playing a song for her and like all kinds of stuff, and she's just like, "Oh my god." Yeah, she says, "I'm too old for you," and he said, "No, you're not."
Then he pulls the oldest trick in the
Yes,
book.
the leave behind.
Leaves his watch behind. Yep.
And then Anne Hathaway, Solène
You ever
takes
done that?
Izzy. Left something behind? No.
On purpose? No.
No. Have you? How many other women have you left something behind at their
I haven't.
homestead?
I really haven't.
No?
I mean, it's
Would
good.
you like to
It's
hear all the stories
it's a
of
good
all of
movie.
the things that I've left places?
Honey, you just said you didn't.
Yeah. So there.
So no.
You did send me out the door in your sweatshirt one time because you wanted me to have it.
Oh no.
Yeah. And Solène takes Izzy to summer camp. He's like, did he say?
Oh, he texts her.
Oh,
doesn't
that's
he?
right.
So,
That's right.
So she brings her daughter to camp You know, nothing is going on. You know, and she's like laying in the couch and like thinking about him or whatever. You can tell.
Yes.
Because she likes him.
Yes.
And
he texts her something like, oh, about that kiss. And she was like, who's this? And he was like, ha, good one.
Yeah.
And then he said something about like, I think I left my watch or no. He says somehow along the way they have another meetup and he says, I'm going to New York. I want you to come. And so then she goes to New York.
Are you sure? Because I think she just goes to New York.
He invites her to New York. And then because she's on the plane.
Meetup.
No, but I think he's like texting her and says something. Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So then he's like, I want you to come to New York with me.
Yes. And then she does.
And then
which is, I think, important, I think, is they're painting a picture of her out of her character for her.
Yes, because she's like, but I have to be here for that. And he was like, when's the last time you took a holiday? And she was like, okay, fine, I'll take a holiday. Yeah. And then, so she goes to New York.
She says that over text.
Oh, fine, I'll take a holiday.
Oh, fine.
Fine.
How did I get this accent into my text?
Crazy. I'm texting you in British right now.
Oh, my gosh.
Tea and crumpets.
Interesting, innit?
Yeah, innit?
Innit?
Hey, Love Story listeners, it's Ashley, and I have a very important confession to make. I recently did something extremely dangerous. I bought my fiance's wedding ring online. But before you judge me, I bought it from Modern Gents, and honestly, I feel kind of like a genius. Wedding planning is expensive. Like, why is this napkin $14 expensive? So when I found Modern Gents, which makes gorgeous handcrafted wedding and engagement rings that look luxury but don't cost we need a second mortgage money, I was sold. They use conflict-free stones, have tons of styles, inclusive sizing, free and fast shipping, easy returns, and a lifetime warranty, which is great because if my fiance loses his ring, I would like to replace the ring and not the fiance. The ring looks amazing, like suspiciously amazing for the price. And Modern Gents has over 1 million happy customers. So I'm clearly not the only one making elite financial decisions over here. So if you're engaged, getting engaged, or just emotionally preparing for how expensive weddings are, go check them out. Head to moderngents.com using the link in the show notes below for a special discount and find your perfect ring. So she goes to New York and she goes walking up the stairs and there's a bodyguard outside, which like that would almost feel more like a walk of shame to me than leaving the next like.
What are we talking about now?
When she goes to New York and she goes walking up
yes,
to his hotel.
Yes.
And that's when they basically spend the night and he's like, okay, we're going to Europe. I want you to come with me. And like, it kind of kicks off this, like, they're spending a lot of time together and she's like, I don't have any clothes. And he's like, I have so many stylists.
Yeah, because she wants to leave.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. She plans on leaving.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's what it is. They're going from New York to Europe.
Yes.
For the tour.
Yes.
She's like, I have no clothes. I don't have enough underwear.
Yeah.
And he's like, we'll go to Target.
Yeah. And then off they go with the rest of the band, which when they flew on that private jet with like all of essentially like it's 40-year-old Solène with a bunch of like 24-year-old kids, 24-ish aged kids. The first thing that came up was like, I would be, when you're watching this and you're putting yourself into that perspective, it's like, I would be so uncomfortable. When you mentally put yourself into that scene, do you put yourself as a 40-year-old man with a 24-year-old pop star, or are you a 24-year-old pop star with a 40-year-old woman?
I become Anne Hathaway.
Okay.
Literally.
You become Solène?
I do.
Okay, princesses. Yeah. Let's get those diaries.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, guys. I'm Anne. Oh, no, sorry. I'm Solène.
I'm Solène.
Hey.
Is that how you picture yourself?
Honestly, I don't really picture myself in that scene. If I was in the scene,
you'd be the pilot.
I would probably still be me.
Just watching just everyone.
Be the pilot. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Hey, how's it going back there?
We're coming up on a little turbulent.
That's what they do. Yeah. Hands on the 12 and 2, yep. 12 and 3 all the time. Yep. Or 9 and 3.
10 and 3. Yeah.
It's not 10 and 2 anymore.
No? What do they suggest?
Isn't it? Isn't it 9 and 3 now? I'm pretty sure they changed it.
I think they changed Erica would know because she just took it.
I'm pretty sure they changed it.
Erica did say I think they changed it.
Yeah.
I wonder what hot science went down that they were like, no, we've got it all wrong.
Well, you see.
10 and 2 is grossly incorrect. Imagine the road.
Somebody was late.
Yeah.
You're not 10 and 2, dang it. Need to get there.
We need a wider window. We need 9 to 3.
9:15. Man. Yeah, it was just a reminder for people. This is what time we have to be there every day is 9:15.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, where are we at? Oh, they're on the plane.
Yeah.
You'd be very uncomfortable
I would
as
be
a
so
40-year-old
uncomfortable.
woman.
Yes.
And honestly, this is what we had talked about, where it is distinctly Hayes Campbell's responsibility to make her feel comfortable.
Yes.
And I think he does a good job of that.
Yes, because what you can see when they're on the plane together is they like the rest of the band, but they also do a really good job
They're
of showing.
under the guise at this point of her being the art
Oh, yes.
his art agent.
Yes,
But
and then they're sitting together away from the rest of the group. And they're just kind of hanging out in the back. And then there's another scene where they're flying somewhere else. And then they're like a little bit closer in with the group. And then there's another scene where they're all kind of partying. Yeah.
and the pilot's
Still
just up
same
there.
old. Yep, strong and steady.
Quiet back there.
Stay out of the aisle. Put that window up.
Those ain't your peanuts.
No food or drink at the back of the plane.
This steering wheel's loose. Anyways.
Just like that. So then they seem to be all kind of partying together.
Mm-hmm.
And then cut to the scene when they are in France.
You're
where they're
talking
all-
about at the pool?
Yes, where they're all taking a bit of a holiday.
there is like some more fun because there's a montage
Yes.
between the plane and the pool scene of them having fun and being in love and whatever.
There are a lot of times that
Maybe
it's
not
just
being in love yet.
right. It's just Hayes and Solène kind of goofing, smooching, and hanging out together, and then
No floral goofing. Though.
no floral goofing.
That's one thing we got.
I said, "What about
Floral goofing.
all the floral goofing?" She said, "I think I remember the."
Greenery. That's one thing we got. Anyway, that can be edited.
That
can be edited. It's fine. It's fine.
The montage, and they're all having a great time
Yes.
together. Because we've got the 4 other band members and a couple of lady friends that are
Yeah.
all hanging out together.
And they are like so
groupies, am I right?
So 20s.
Yes. Sometimes I think that there's no way that I'm 40. I've got to be 20 until I hang out with a bunch of 20-year-olds and I'm like, oh man, I'm 40.
Am I right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
What are you talking about? You're not 40. You just won 5 under 40. Am I right? High five, girl.
Under is a loose term.
So they're at the pool.
But they're at the pool after a montage of everyone having a good time.
Solène, Hayes. Hayes is in the pool. Solène comes out and she's like self-conscious about her body.
Because she's hanging out with a bunch of these
Young
20-year-olds. So
Yeah.
there's a picture or a scene where she's standing in front of the mirror and she looked out the window and she saw the girls by the pool, and then she's like holding her boobs up where they used to be and then letting them fall to where they are now, and she's like, ugh. So then she puts on this like tunic and then she goes out to the pool.
What would you call that? It's
I
not
would call it
tunic.
a sun tunic. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. What would you call it? Fabric. So
A
then
robe? It's like
yes.
a robe.
But it was like a buttoned up t-shirt robe. It was more
What
of a
would
tunic.
you call it? Jeez.
It is a caftan.
Told you.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say. I was circling that. I was in my plane circling that.
Yep. Quiet down back there. I'm trying to use my pea
Right
brain
down,
to think
need
of
a
caftan.
caftan.
So she goes outside. The boys are in the
She
pool on
comes
the
out,
other side.
yes.
And she goes and sits by the girls.
It is, yes, because the guys, it's just the 2 band members. It's
Yes.
Hayes, and then I don't remember his name, but a sidekick member of the
Yeah,
band.
there's a couple sidekicks that are partying.
They're in the pool, and the girls are sitting there laughing it up on the side of the pool. And Hathaway
And like
comes,
snickering
walks up.
about Solène when she
Are
comes
they?
out to the pool. Yeah,
yes,
they're
because
like
she's wearing a
caftan.
caftan.
Yes. Say it with
Yes.
confidence.
Caftan.
Caftan. Say it with a
Caftan.
British accent.
She's wearing a caftan.
There you go.
Wearing a caftan, ain't it? Anyways.
So they're like snickering about her as she comes out. What is this, a funeral and whatever? And then she's like, yes. And then she's like, is this Hayes's seat? And they were like, yep. And so then she sits down, and conversation is a little snide. Like it's snide light. Like it's, yeah. They're just kind of talking to her. It's like, can't tell if she knows that she's the joke or if she thinks they're being kind to her.
No, I don't think so. I think she's hypersensitive to, maybe hypersensitive isn't the word. She's hyper aware of she's being made fun of.
Okay.
I think that's.
It becomes very obvious as the conversation rolls on. The guys come out of the pool, and then the one guy, like they're all kind of sitting
Do the
together.
reveal.
So they're all sitting together, and the girls had made a couple of comments. The one girl was like, "Oh, do you remember that Oh, oh God, it was painful. So the song rearranging when at the first concert that they were at was a bit at Coachella. It's a thing that the guys just kind of do when they meet someone to make it
Yes.
look like they're singing it to her.
So Anne
And
Hathaway's special
she had
moment
said,
was
yes,
a lie, a
it was
ruse.
fabrication. And she had made the comment where she said, basically, they were kind of trying to like make her feel like she was like on the outs and whatever.
Because Solène says he sung that song to me
Yes.
at Coachella, and they're like, "Oh, he's done that."
Yeah, that's
You
a
remember-
bit. They do that to
yeah.
everyone. And then the one girl was like, oh yeah, remember that 33-year-old that like she kept hanging around and we couldn't ditch her because she was like Swedish royalty or whatever. But like Hayes just like she kept showing up everywhere that we were and whatever. And like she was like making it very obvious that like 33 was old for one thing. And also gross that she was hanging out and coming with like everywhere we went, which is like Solène is 40 and has come with basically everywhere they went. And then Hayes kind of tries to stand up for her and make like a little
yeah.
comment and was like, hey, hold on. And then the other band member was like, oh yeah, sorry, forgot that you basically became middle-aged when you two started dating or whatever. And it was
something like
like,
that, yeah.
it was just so much of a bummer.
Can
Please,
I-
yes.
can
Hold on.
Okay.
Can you put it in autopilot first? Before. There you go.
Okay.
Okay,
No, it's
autopilot.
Wait, no, I can let go after. Hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good.
Oh,
The problem with autopilot, once you let go,
it's
you
locked
don't know
in.
where she's going.
All right.
You know, so you got to
Okay.
go quick. Boom.
All right.
Anyways, autopilot is a single button. Autopilot.
Put it in the old cruise control,
Yeah.
please.
This is your captain speaking. Okay, so let me set the scene.
Please do.
Okay. And you are Solène. You are Anne Hathaway.
Okay.
Okay, get ready.
Oh, you're a princess. You're a princess. You're a princess.
Good job.
Okay.
Good job.
Got-
You ready?
Yes.
Okay. So we're out at the pool. She has said the bandmate had just said
I've been
she had-
posed
she
and
had-
ready, and you haven't looked at me
I'm
once.
sorry. I'm
Okay.
nervous for you. That's
Okay.
all.
Okay.
The bandmate said, "Yeah, we already done that. You've basically become middle aged ever since you started dating. How do you react? Go. If you're Solène."
I did it. It's that. My eyebrow.
She raised her eyebrow.
Yeah. Yeah. You've basically become middle-aged
That's
since you guys
it?
have started dating, and then.
Oh, I thought that was a good build up.
Well, it was, but it's because it has not quite been egregious enough to get.
That's when she
Wait a
storms
second.
out, though, right?
No, because.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe you're
That's when
right.
she, and then he's like,
see?
he's like, because Hayes is like, "Why'd you do that?"
Yeah, you're
Why'd
right.
you do that?
What you should have said is, you have to let go of Ashley entirely, because my Ashley
should have
move
said
would have
that?
been.
I
yes.
said you
I
are-
know, but I
Okay,
was still holding
okay.
on to like, how would Ashley play Anne Hathaway? And so Ashley
try
no
it
longer
again?
exists.
Can we try it
Yes.
again?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. What about you, man? You basically become middle aged ever since you guys started dating.
Rude. And then I leave.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
Thank
All right.
you. Can you take back control of this plane, please?
I think. Better.
'Kay.
I think that was Oscar worthy.
Thank you
I'm not naming any names, but do they do nominations
for the Oscars.
for Oscars? Probably.
I think
would
you have to
imagine.
campaign pretty hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll start. I need some markers, Scotch tape, and
A billboard.
some paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Anyways, so she leaves and she's like, "I'm not doing this."
yes, I'm
It's a
outta
pretty
here.
big. It's a pretty big blowout, and he's like, "What the heck, mate? What the heck?
No,
Where
he's
you
like,
leaving?
he's like,
Where you
what
leaving?
happened out there?
What happened?"
And she was like,
What's the big
she's
deal?
like the biggest thing of romance that I thought was like, and like it was a joke, it was a bit, and whatever. And you've done this before, and now I'm one of many,
Yeah,
and
she is very hurt. by
very
that.
wounded, very wounded. And so then, after all of that, he's like, but the feelings were real for me. Were they for you? And she was like,
Oh, he lists off all the things he had felt,
yes.
and he's like, "At this point, this is where you would say you feel some of the same way."
yeah. And she said,
she goes,
no.
"Wow,
Did I just clinch my spot?
that's
on the-
another Oscar.
Yeah.
That's two for one movie. The first best actress, best actor, and it's going to you. They're going to give you two for the same
and supporting, because Ashley was playing a supporting
because you're
character.
very supportive.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Okay, before we go any further,
please.
what are you going to do? Okay, I'm going to just put it out there. Speaking of bits,
Uh-huh.
I'm not actually a pilot. It was all a bit to get you to like me.
Surely that is not true.
It is true, and don't call me Shirley.
I teed that up for you.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, all right.
Do you think less of me knowing that I'm not actually
That you're not
a pilot?
actually a pilot?
Yeah.
No, because you play it off so well
Thank you.
that I can't tell the difference. So
you.
you may as well be a pilot for all I care.
Thank you. Basically, we could say I got my wings today. We have a lot of movie left.
Yes, we do.
And
so basically, so she's like, I'm out of here because
she's
like
like,
I'm not gonna pretend like this anymore.
can't do it.
Your friends have embarrassed me, and what did we really think this was gonna be? You're 24 and I'm 40. Like, what are we expecting here?
Very important part of which it's kind of weird how they do it, but a very important part of the film is that when they're at a restaurant, we have a POV of like a photographer, the two kiss, and then the camera like flips like somebody took a picture.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that those photos themselves don't surface.
Right.
It surfaces like of them on the beach.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That we didn't see.
We didn't see.
Yeah.
We didn't. So somebody was apparently just swimming in the water. Like,
Yeah. Taking pictures of
do you ever
them.
do that, Abby? No. Swim in the water and you should.
You know what though?
Should.
You
get
could, the
some bits.
paparazzi have used many tactics to get what they need.
Yes.
You know.
You should do it.
It was probably
It
a
would be good.
camera on the head of a shark, and
That's
they
how
sold
I'd
the
do it.
pictures for $1 million.
$1
We're not talking about the Austin Powers franchise. We are talking about the
Your
idea
Oscar.
of you. So they've got these. So she's like, "Oh my God, I'm leaving. You've embarrassed me." She leaves. She goes home, and then she gets a text message a handful of days later that says, "I'm so sorry.
I don't know how this happened.
Yes, stay off the internet." And so for like a day, she stays off the internet, and then she can't help herself. She opens it up, and there are pictures of like Hayes caught a cougar and like all kinds of like awful headlines.
really bad. Yeah.
In the tabloids everywhere, to the point where she can't walk around town anymore with people that are like, "That's the one."
Yeah.
So, and they still think that the relationship is on because now they've got all of these pictures that are acting as if it's like they're still a couple.
Yeah, and then
He shows
She picks up the daughter from camp.
and everyone at the
And,
camp.
yeah, a bunch of people from the camp.
And
come
the
up
ladies
talk
at the
to her.
camp are coming up to her and they're like, "Oh, good on ya."
I'm jelly.
Yeah, totes.
My daughter
jelly.
has had a crush on him since she was 10. The daughter, what I really liked about that scene was that the daughter was not upset that she was dating this pop star. She was upset that she didn't tell her.
Which
I liked that part.
I retorted, like, what obligation does she have to tell her daughter that she's dating a pop star?
Because she asked, "What are you doing? Who are you? Who are you with? Who are you traveling with?"
Yeah, I still feel like it was at that point it was too soon for her to have said anything. You know, she's just, because what is she going to do? Like, "Oh, I'm traveling with Hayes Campbell while she's at camp." It would be like if grandma died when she was at camp and we're not going to have the service until she comes back. Do you want to know grandma died while you're away at camp and now you're going to spend the rest of camp being like,
Yeah.
"My grandma died"? Or do you let her have a good time and then when you pick her up, say, "Just so you know, grandma died"?
But while she's at camp, she asked, "Did Grandma die?" And you're going to say
Grandma's
no.
fine. Grandma's
What?
fine. Yes.
Absolutely
You know what? Let's not
not.
worry about grandma right now. You
No.
just go have a great time. Grandma would want you to have a good time. That's what you say.
Holy mackerel!
Yeah, no, I'm firmly in the camp of lie, lie, lie to your children.
Wow.
Yes.
I don't even know. I gotta put this on autopilot.
I just,
I need a bathroom break. I can't.
you gotta. So then kind of in the same thing, it's kind of not really her business. And so, okay.
But arguably, it's also not for you to say what their business is, right? Because if they have a relationship where they feel like they talk to each other like that,
I mean, I guess.
that's
but,
okay.
Yeah, I guess. But I'm in the camp of like, I will tell you what you need to know when
Yes,
it
but
is
that's
relevant
the
to you.
relationship with your daughter, right? So their
Yeah.
relationship might be different.
Yeah, I
That's
get it.
okay.
That's fine.
You know?
You are defending Izzy and Solène's relationship,
I am.
and that's okay. That's fine.
Absolutely.
We are at 45 minutes. There is a lot to edit
There
out,
is.
so we've got
There
some
is.
time. So we can keep going for a little while. So then Hayes shows up, and he's like, "I want to do this," basically. He's like
trying
at the
to think,
doorstep, And then she's got Izzy at home or whatever, and like Hayes Campbell is just there. And he's like, no, she goes to him. She goes to his recording studio. And then, because she says to Izzy, like, something about it, and Izzy's like,
and she's like, wait, so you're leaving a kind,
like good
whatever,
guy,
a good guy,
and she's like, okay,
Then
you're
she
right,
goes,
you're right, 17-year-old and the ways of the heart.
Yeah.
So then she goes and shows up at the recording studio, and she's like, I made a mistake, and he's like, I'm gonna need some time to think about it, and then pause. Okay, I've thought about it, and then he wraps her up in a tongue kiss, and then they have this like kind of like a montage of them hanging out and being together, and Izzy is like, I'm so on board, and they're like, you're gonna have to delete social media.
They have a meeting.
Yes.
They have a meeting about like
What
this is going to be a lot, and so they're like, it's fine, we're on board.
Yeah, we'll delete social media. And the one girl's like, do I have to delete TikTok? I don't think I could delete TikTok. Her big line that she delivered perfectly. They start kind of dating and doing the thing, and everything's all fun and games until school starts, and Izzy pulls way back because she's like, I'm going to go stay at Dad's house. Like, Dad kind of has like a whole uproar about Hayes Campbell being in their life, which it's like, yeah, okay, because it's okay for you to replace her for the younger model, but she replaces you with a younger model, and he's a major pop star. Like, okay, Dad, you're upset. But everybody's kind of going along fine until the girls at school are like,
make fun of Izzy.
Yes, ripping Izzy apart and her mom apart.
They tell her to get Campbell to show him a picture of their member.
Yes.
Of his member.
Quivering member, which comes into that's a line from 10 Things I Hate About You, which we're doing next.
Hey.
So, they're like, maybe you can get a picture of his D for us and whatever. And she's like, I can't do this. I'm going to go stay at Dad's. And then that's when Solène is like, you know what? She breaks it off for the second time with Hayes. She's like,
more turbulence in the plane.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Just keeps on keeping on.
Yeah.
There's no autopilot for love. Can we make an album that's called No Autopilot for Love?
Absolutely. I think we should workshop the title. Can you do your rendition of
the title song?
Airplane Turbulence?
Just what it would sound like?
What it would look like and sound like?
Okay. So we're going along, and all of a sudden, whoa! Yeah. Woo!
Sorry, folks.
Yeah, but luckily I'm always buckled in, so it's just for me, it's like,
oh, God.
that's it.
Why do your hands go up?
Because
I'm
very like, whoa, do I have to grab something? And then it's like, nope, you're buckled in. So.
My peanuts.
my in-flight snack.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was worth it.
Thank
you.
Then
she says, I'm calling it off because she's like.
She calls it off again.
Because it was, there's no autopilot for love.
Yeah.
And then turbulence. It would be the hit songs.
One of the singles would be Turbulence.
Turbulence,
Not a single.
It would be
one of the tracks would be
Turbulence. Yeah.
Could one of the songs be Baby, You're My In-Flight Snack?
Yes.
Ooh, I love that.
In-flight snack.
In-flight snack. Yeah. I think we are about to become major pop stars.
I think so. With your Grammy and with your Oscar.
Yes, but then a Grammy would be shortly after.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And then we could take it to Broadway, and then we'd get a Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I've always wanted a Tony.
Anyhow, continue. So she says basically, she's like, we're calling this off.
We're still at that point.
Yes.
Okay,
and she's like, I can't let this interfere with my daughter. I'm a mom first, basically.
Yes.
Which, again, I say to you, I disagree. If it genuinely is love, I disagree. So now all of this leads up to, she says, give it 5 more years.
In that instance, there's nuance to it.
I do understand.
I think it depends, and it's also, whatever. Yeah.
I think, first of all, the daughter goes to school in L.A. So you mean to tell me that you are the only person who is experiencing anything like this at all? Doubt it. Second of all, buck up, Buttercup, because life is gonna get you down. If you don't be so easily mowed over. That's from our other album of our lawn care band.
Okay.
Yeah, buck up, Buttercup. Don't be mowed down so easily.
Don't be mowed down so easily.
Yeah.
You're more of a rock than that.
Wow.
That's right.
Wow,
You
I
like
forgot
that?
how good that song was.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
a good one. That was one of the best
Yeah.
we've written.
Yes. So then
I had a point to make, but it's not important.
there's only so much room.
And also, I mean, you kind of paint yourself as like a hard ass parent,
I don't know
and
what you're talking
you're a bit of a pushover.
But
For
there
sure.
are things that I feel
For sure.
the things that I feel very passionately about. I feel very passionately about. No kid is
Lying
going
to your
come.
kids.
Yes.
Number one.
And not make my happiness does not. I will not sacrifice my happiness for theirs. Those are two pillars of my parenthood that I stand by. But when it comes to like, can I have a zebra cake and it's like on its way to my mouth? Fine, take it. I don't care. You know, I am kind of a push. Like, I want the food literally right out of your hand. Fine, but my happiness comes first overall. It's kind of like the polar bears. If there's only so much food, I'll eat you. You know, it's eat or be eaten in our household.
But,
that's how I raise these kids, and they're better for it. So anyhow, she says we're gonna take a 5-year. We're gonna.
No, he says just please tell me that you'll keep it in
reconsider
mind
5
after
years.
5 years.
Yes.
And then we fast forward to 5 years later,
Mm-hmm.
and she sees him on a talk show, and he comes back to her studio.
Well, he says,
And there we are.
"Yes, Graham, I'm going on a bit of a holiday. I'm going to L.A." And he's like, "Why ever would you go to L.A.?" And he goes, "There's someone there I want to go see." And then he shows up in the studio, and it kind of cuts at the end where it's like they're standing there and they are like oogling each other.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this I ask you. What are their chances? He's 29 and she's 44.
Yeah.
45 at this point.
Yeah.
What are their chances of making this into a lifelong relationship now?
It's going to be tough. You know, I think that's a very interesting question. Like, what are anybody's chances? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, because, you have, every person's life has circumstances. Right?
Yeah.
Every relationship has stressors. You know, this one is an extreme example of
Stressors and
popularity,
notoriety.
but it's also like, okay, so you have the extreme of where everybody recognizes him, but you also have the extreme where he doesn't have to worry. You're never going to have to worry about money ever again. It's like, every scenario has its pros and cons, and I think.
Do you think that age plays a factor? I think we kind of did talk about it where it was like, because she lived her life and she has all of this like kind of going on for her. She is a complete person outside of that relationship. Mm-hmm. And when I asked you like, what on earth does she have to like offer to him, and what does he have to offer her? If you strip away the fame and notoriety, what do they have to offer each other? And what do they talk about, essentially? And it was kind of that of like, he has lived such a wild life from 14 to 24 and now 29. Most of his life has been spent being in the public eye. So he has kind of grown up, he's not a 24-year-old. He's not a 29-year-old. He's ageless and he is his own entity, you know? Anyone who's like a child star that makes it really big and maintains that is like, you have everything to talk about and you are so unrelatable that it's almost like, I think he does a really good job of being very interested in her and finding passion in her passions.
Right. I would agree with that.
So then, I don't know. Essentially, their whirlwind romance only lasted for a couple of weeks.
I would say, yeah. And I would say for me, him coming back to her was a huge sign of their interest and their ability. And I think, we've talked about it on the podcast before, where it's just showing up and continuing to try and making the decision every day. And he made a pretty big decision to come back to her after 5 years.
Yeah.
You know, assuming that he left her alone we can only assume he left her alone for that 5 years.
He did send her that painting that she loved.
That was right
after they broke up.
Yeah,
right after they had broken up.
But I think that was
after they broke up the second time. He left her with that painting. He had ordered it for her because she broke up.
I thought that was after the tour, but I could be wrong.
I
thought she got back from the tour and it was there. I'm pretty sure, but that's not real.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, I think so. What do you think about them? We do kind of have to wrap it up here.
Yeah, I think their chances are good. I think I would rate them 8 out of 10.
I'd go 6 out of 10.
I'd give them 8 out of 10.
What ranking justifies what?
The fact
Words.
that the fact that they come together after that long.
Okay.
We don't have enough information on how they, do resolving conflict and the inner workings of the relationship. We don't have enough information.
But they have both indicated a level of maturity
Yeah.
with handling things and handling each other.
They're just,
So
they just kind of let each other do the thing. And I think the only information that we have is that they respect each other's boundaries. They leave each other alone when they indicate
True.
that, and then they come back after 5 years.
True.
He comes back after 5 years, and she accepts him.
So now 20 years from now, let's say they make it 20 years from now when she's 65 and he's 45. What do you think then? Do you think it's still the same? They just continue to...
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just think it's tough when you get in, the difference between when you are, and this is purely speculation because I'm a 38-year-old woman and I have never dated a child, so I can't speak on what that would be like, but arguably there's less in common that they have, but they still have like a degree of youth among them. When she's 40 and he's 25 or 24, they still can kind of hang with each other, but then he becomes 40 and she becomes 65, getting up, later in her and towards closer to the end of her life than he is,
Yeah.
And so then, is she going to want to be going out as much, or what does their life look like? Does it slow down a little bit, and does he roll with that? Or does he resent the fact that she's wanting to not be maybe such a party hardier or whatever? I think it would be fine for a while, but then I think, again, they would have to be considering what does the next 20, 30 years look like for us? And then what does it look like for him after she's too old to be out and doing stuff?
That's true.
Is your brain on autopilot right now?
No, why? I'm just listening to your response.
Okay.
Yeah, you were supposed to rate them, and
I gave him a 6, and that's why I gave him a 6, because I think it's going to be a lot to try and get through. They're always going to have turbulence. Am I right? Yeah, a different type of turbulence. I shouldn't say more so. I would say a different type of turbulence. They're going to have different issues that come up in their relationship than two people who are 2 weeks apart, in age. So honesty and communication. That's all. Okay.
there you have it.
Well, we want to just wrap it up?
It's up to you. Anything else to add?
No.
All right. Yeah, I'm good.
All right, then.
All right. Thanks for listening.
Should we do another shout out for our wedding expo? Thank you to our little pull behind beer, and I think they did beer kegs, and they had also like pop on tap. It was a tapped trailer, and it was the cutest little thing.
Very cool.
Yeah. So thank you for being part of the wedding expo in 2026. Hope to see you back in 2027.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
And now a word from our sponsor, Chaz James from Premier Real Estate Services.
Once our offer has been accepted, the next step is going through what's called the inspection phase. Now, you don't have to have an inspection, but I strongly suggest you get an inspection, because the inspection is for you. During that phase, we can negotiate. We can do some different things during that bit. And once we are able to close the inspection phase, the next phase is pending financing.
Okay.
So if you're going straight cash, this phase is really short, and
Right.
this is where title in the background is doing their work. They're putting things together for you, make sure that you're, clear title, and we're not going to get into the minutia of it, but the white flag, so to speak, is clear to close. That means that your financing is done. You've gotten your insurance and stuff taken care of. Title has cleared everything. And then we move on to the closing phase, and then you're able to close and the home is yours. It usually takes about 30 days to make sure that all of the I's are dotted and T's are crossed. So, hello world, I'm Chaz James with Premier Real Estate, Minnesota's favorite West Indian realtor. I want to be your real estate hype man.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Love Story Podcast.
Be sure to leave us a rating and review, and subscribe so you don't miss any new episodes.